what is the significance of this vote and what happens now?
This paves the way for the Republicans to take additional steps in order to continue to repeal Obamacare. They cleared a procedural hurdle similar to what the Senate did earlier this week. Now, this is where it gets interesting. There's disagreement amongst Republicans about the timeline and just how to offer an Obamacare alternative.
Right, and the big issue is some Republicans feel there should be a replacement already in place before they go ahead and repeal. So how does that play into what happens next?
You know, I talked to some Republicans here up on the Hill, like Senator Rand Paul, who argue that there should be a full repeal with an immediate full replacement. But then I talked to other Republicans up here, such as the vice chairman of the House Republican Conference, Representative Doug Collins, who argue that there should be a full repeal, but wait a little bit and implement portions of an alternative. Because look, you look at polling amongst Republicans and amongst all Americans, Obamacare is largely unpopular, but there are key parts of Obamacare that remain popular, and Republican leadership is concerned that if they were to offer an immediate repeal and an immediate replacement, that they would be proving political poison for some of their Republican colleagues who are up for re-election in 2018. So a lot of finessing going on behind the scenes. And then, of course, you have a new administration taking office in a week.
Right. I mean, as you said, Obamacare is unpopular, but a lot of the elements of Obamacare, such as the fact that insurance companies can't deny you for having a pre-existing condition and so forth, are popular. And so what does a health care replacement look like that keeps the popular portions of Obamacare, but that's not Obamacare?
You know, I've been asking some House Republican aides this very question, and I can tell you that they seemingly are going to be looking at things like health savings accounts, for example, and they're also relying heavily on the incoming administration. And the Trump transition team has yet to put out their own timeline for when they would like to see to implement their own plans. But that said, you could see on January 20th political optics being used to portray and put forth a message that this is a president who wants to fulfill his campaign promises, but also, again, jockey to protect the political majority for 2018. Either way, a lot of moving parts here on Capitol Hill. I can tell you that House Speaker Paul Ryan is working closely with the incoming administration to get on the same page. Press Secretary for the Trump transition team, Sean Spicer, is adamant that they are all speaking from the same political playbook, but a lot of questions remain about the divisions within the Republican Party and what exactly they will do. Representative Collins told me that he would anticipate the next step on an Obamacare alternative to happen mid-February.
Okay, mid-February. We'll look for that. In the meantime, this vote to repeal Obamacare is embedded in this budget vote. What else is part of this budget vote? Maybe we should know the details there.
Well, when you take a broader step back at what this budget is going to do, is it's funding things like military. It's funding things like military spending and as well as a host of other economic portions. And again, just to quickly talk again about Obamacare and the popular parts of this bill, I hear we have a soundbite ready for Representative Collins. Let's take a listen to what he had to say earlier.
You're right. Donald Trump won because he made an appeal to the American people about a bad law. And you do have parts of it that people like. He actually said that. We've actually talked about the 26 staying on your insurance, pre-existing conditions being taken care of. Those are things that will be taken care of. And Republicans, even 6 years ago, never had a problem with that. Here's the problem we had, is things that could have been fixed then with a simpler, more holistic, more patient-centered, doctor-centered approach to where everybody could have access to affordable care. They chose to overhaul it with a government health care system. What we're going back to now is making sure that some of those things that could have been done easily then are now put in place where people can have, every American have access to affordable care, that pre-existing conditions are covered, and those things are taken care of. And I think the president tapped into that. That's what we're looking for. That's why we're going at this approach, taking it very methodically, doing exactly what we told the American people we would do. We would repeal this law, and we would put in a patient-centered, doctor-centered approach that is much more of a 21st century health care than what we have now.
So you're hearing again Republicans who fought hard to repeal Obamacare during the campaign season now transition into a period of governance.